They're just disgruntled employees, the Cassies, and all these people filing lawsuits against Diddy. They're just disgruntled employees. They just didn't get what they wanted out of Diddy. Now they get to sue him. And I was like, did you watch that video that CNN published? I know she's talking about artists. Cassie was one of Diddy's artists. So you're saying that Cassie was just a disgruntled employee. She said this today, even after, no, let me not say today. This was, Rolling Stone did a deep dive and they spoke to people who worked with Diddy, witnesses basically. And she said, this is from the Rolling Stones deep dive, where she said that these people suing Diddy are just disgruntled employees. Now, who is she? This is Kalenna Harper. Apparently, she was in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I didn't know about her. But anyway, she was in a band with Diddy. It was her, Diddy, and is it Don Richards? In 2010, they produced an album called, I don't know, called Train to Paris, and it was mediocre. The success was okay, but for some reason Diddy stopped paying attention to the band. According to Kalenna Harper, Diddy's priorities went to something else, such as Ciroc, and the liquor company that made him a billionaire. So they disbanded, and at that time she seemed like she was angry with Diddy, but now here she is saying, oh, he was a great boss, he was cool, I didn't see any problems with Diddy. And people were like, of course, Diddy wasn't interested in you. I'm like, oh, these people are mean. But let's read what the Neighborhood Talk said. They said, oop, Kalenna Harper from Diddy Dirty Money still supports Diddy, says his former artists have disgruntled employee syndrome. He was effing cool as ish. All right, so let's read what they wrote. So the Neighborhood Talk says, you'll remember Kalenna Harper from Diddy's former group, Diddy Dirty Money? Well, she's speaking out in support of Diddy in Rolling Stone's expose about the mogul. That's the right word, expose. Rolling Stone. People did videos on that, so you guys can go. Who did a good one? Chronicle Speaks did over an hour going through Rolling Stone's expose. So if you guys want to know what was said, go to Chronicle Speaks' channel. She did an excellent job. She does an excellent job because she likes to, deep dives. So lovely tea too. Anyway, she believes Diddy was a cool person and she never had an issue with him during her time of employment. In the article, Kalenna is quoted saying that her time in the group was one of the highs of her life, and she had some amazing experiences working with Diddy. Though most of his bad boy artists would say the exact opposite, Kalenna believes they are suffering from disgruntled employee syndrome and placing blame for their failed careers on everyone but themselves. He was effing cool as ish, she said to the publication. So it looks like they Rolling Stone interviewed her, and that's what she had to say, the summary of what she said. I'm gonna agree with her to a certain extent. There are obviously people who probably didn't go as far as they wanted in their music career and they blame it on Diddy. We've seen this with some of the models for America's Next Top Model. Look at Eva, right? She's got a career. And then some people failed to chase, even when they were given the opportunity and a huge platform as America's Next Top Model, they still wanted Tyra and her people to hold their hands and get them these successful, huge careers. Now, obviously, Tyra had her own problems, but that's what she's implying. Same with American Idol, right? We have Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson never even won American Idol. And look at her career now. You see what I'm saying? Like, she didn't wait for American Idol to make her the star. She was grateful for the platform they gave her. She used that and propelled herself forward. So this is what it sounds like to me, though, when she says that, she's dismissing the women, right? As one of the people in the comments said, and this person got so many likes, they were like, look here, you probably had a good experience with Diddy because he wasn't interested in you. You are not his type of woman. And that's true. When you look at most of the women Diddy went after, right? So to him, she was just an employee. Even at that, he never gave them a second album. He moved on, like, forget you, moved on to other bigger and better things. Now you have Cassie, who was also his artist, right? So when she says they have a disgruntled employee syndrome, is she also implying that Cassie did, after not only seeing, hopefully she read Cassie's lawsuit, but after you watch that video of Diddy viciously attacking Cassie in the hotel, you still think that is disgruntled employee syndrome? That's crazy. And when you look at the women, I know there's a man, Rodney Jones, that's suing Diddy, but let's talk about the women. Oh, so she's also implying that Rodney Jones is blaming his failed career on Diddy. Rodney Jones has some details in his lawsuit. The problem Rodney Jones may have with his lawsuit has to do with his attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, than it has to do with the details. But I think Rodney Jones is going to come out on top. There's just too much stuff when it comes to Diddy for him to lose this case. If he loses that case with Diddy, you know, they need to take Tyrone Blackburn's license as a lawyer. But for her, let's go back to this woman. For her to dismiss the other women as just disgruntled employees is disheartening, especially coming from a woman. All of the lawsuits that we've seen, well, not all, most of the women that have sued Diddy, the civil cases, Diddy was interested in them, and he was using his power in the industry, his status and wealth to promise them gateway to success for their career. The model, he said, a designer told the model, Diddy would help you with your modeling career. The woman that said Kim Porter had her fired. Did you guys, I was gonna do a video about that. There was a woman, what's her name? Lampros, who sued Diddy last week, saying that she was forced to have sex with Kim Porter. And then one day when she was working at a diner, she was trying to get into the entertainment industry as well. And Diddy was supposed to help her. Instead, Diddy ended up using her sexually, right? Forcing her to do things she didn't want. But even forcing her to have sex with Kim Porter. And she was working at this diner. I don't know whether Kim Porter went to that diner or Kim Porter heard that the girl worked at the diner. She says allegedly that Kim Porter lied, that that girl tried to poison her, and told the owner of the restaurant that if you don't get this girl fired, her name was April, the accuser, the alleged victim is April, that Kim Porter told the owner of the restaurant, if you don't have April fired, Diddy is going to have your restaurant shut down. That's how much power Diddy has in New York City. That's because the girl was declining, was avoiding Diddy after sleeping with Kim Porter, allegedly. The only problem with that story is Kim Porter is not here to defend herself. But if that's her story, that's her story. If that happened to her, that happened to her. So what Kalenna is saying is she's just a disgruntled employee. I mean, these are very detailed things that these women are putting in their lawsuits. I can't even make it up. Even if I wanted to get some money from Diddy, I wouldn't even know where to start. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, what do you think? These people, is Kalenna right in some of these cases? Or is she wrong for dismissing these women this early? in the process. We know Diddy is going to prison. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until our next video, bye.